Welcome to Camp Little. At a small settlement in the southern region of the world, we find Joe preparing the area for a new farm. Trees that are in the way will be removed, a path will be made, and materials will be gathered to begin construction on what Joe calls the chicken machine.
This chicken machine will be a small and efficient, useful Minecraft farm,
Joe said as he prepared the way for the build. Joe is relatively new to Minecraft and has gained skills survivaling in a couple of server worlds since the last one became corrupt and every single item in every chest, barrel, and item frame was lost forever.
I don't want to talk about it.
Joe created this world on a server for his family.
I'm pretty much the only one here most of the time. I learned you could make an item elevator using droppers and observers,
Joe said.
Taking that design, I noticed I can add one more column of observers to the other side, and items can move up a second column of droppers. By placing the dispenser on top of those, I can dispense eggs using this elevator. All I need is a few comparators and sticky pistons to lift an observer into the circuit.
Joe was building a mechanism that could take eggs and dispense them into the chicken coop. Collecting the eggs in the basement of the coop using hoppers and chests, this chicken coop will be able to be harvested and refilled with fresh chickens in a short time.
I like to use the chickens both for food and to get experience. The experience can heal my tools or be used for enchanting and upgrading equipment.
Joe is new to Redstone, but he is a fast learner. Chances are you may see something that can be done better in his builds. Make sure you tell him by commenting on the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe while you're at it.
Hoppers will point into the droppers. I made sure it was deep enough for chests to be on top of these hoppers for egg collection. A chicken coop this size isn't going to give you a ton of chicken and experience, but this is Camp Little after all. It's not made to be a main base, more of an outpost.
And the first day comes to a close as Joe gets a start on the chicken machine for Camp Little. What an amazingly beautiful Minecraft sunset. Camp Little is situated roughly 5,000 blocks south of Joe's main base. He created Camp Little as a small resting place while making his current world map. A place to produce a bit of paper and gather food for the rest of the journey, Camp Little comprised of a small cabin and a few tiny manual farms.
I really love this spot because it's right on the edge of warm and cold biomes. It really offers the illusion of having different seasons.
Joe was pleased with the small cabin. It served his purpose to keep him going on a long journey, and he knew he would come back and improve it one day.
And today is that day. After I get this together, I have a few more farms in mind. I'm gonna make a, hey, what the heck?
Thanks to his great armor, Joe wasn't hurt, but the same couldn't be said about the chicken machine. Joe learned a valuable lesson that morning. Again. Joe went right to work fixing the damage, thinking about how he knew Camp Little would need a bit more light and a good fence to keep the monsters away.
I can't believe I forgot to check for monsters after getting up.
Joe said.
Creepers can wander in while you're sleeping and creep out from somewhere to blow you up.
During repairs, he noticed he needed more supplies since the creeper had obliterated a dropper or two. Off to the cabin basement, where Camp Little's primary storage was kept. The cabin was designed to take up as little space as possible while providing a location for all the items Joe might need.
Camp Little doesn't have much, and I expect that in the future the storage system will have to get bigger somehow. It would be fun to try to fit something bigger into the same space using redstone.
Joe marveled at how long it was taking for such a small build. He took a mental note that he should try to have all the materials needed before beginning.
Definitely going to need some more wood. It's too bad tree farms need to be so big. Just doesn't fit the Camp Little theme.
After chopping down some trees, the build continues. Joe places the hoppers that fill the chests. These will be under the floor of the chicken coop. Any eggs that fall on the floor will be pulled into the hoppers and then directed into chests for storage.
I can't believe I am so unprepared. I'm learning a lot about how not to do a build in Minecraft.
Joe said as he ran off to the cabin.
Instead of making sure I have every material, I just keep running back and forth to the storage to get the supplies I need.
By using cobblestone slabs, the floor can look good while allowing the hoppers to pull in the eggs hatched by the chickens. It also allows for the eggs to be dispensed into the chamber. With the cobblestone floor in place, it was time to use the wood he gathered to build the structure of the chicken coop.
Chicken machine.
Right, yes. The chicken machine.
With oak logs for the structure, this building will complement the cabin nicely. Using these basic materials was a great idea for the structures of Camp Little.
As the sun went down, it became harder to see, and Joe remembered there wasn't a lot of light around the camp. Monsters could become a hazard if he continues.
Well, it's getting pretty dark. I better continue this in the morning.
At first light, Joe went to the basement to smelt sand into glass.
I want to be able to see inside the chicken machine clearly. That can be very helpful to know when all the chickens are ready to be harvested. It's going to look nice too.
Joe selected the light gray stained glass. It's not as clear as regular glass, but definitely looks better. Look at that, we're on the same page. Joe continued construction on the chicken machine, carefully placing blocks to ensure a uniform look. He wanted to make sure everything was perfect. After completing the frame, it was time for doors and a roof, so off to the cabin again to get the necessary supplies. Wood, and more wood.
I'm going to need a lot of steps to do the roof. There isn't going to be a smoker in a chimney because I have plans to just build a smokehouse nearby.
And of course, Joe needed to chop down a few more trees, really driving home the whole idea of making sure he has all the supplies needed before starting the build.
One day,
Joe declared,
I will not suck at Minecraft.
knowing exactly what you need for a build can be difficult. A lot of Minecrafters load up a creative world to figure out those details before doing it in survival. Even then, it can be hard to estimate how many of each block you will need. Maybe before Camp Little is completed, Joe will have the experience to build quicker.
For now, I hope you enjoy watching me as I learn and improve my Minecraft skills.
And another Minecraft day was over, with the chicken machine nearing completion. Please like and subscribe to see more videos featuring Joe. Leave a comment if you would like to see a step-by-step tutorial of the chicken machine.
Time for some finishing touches. I just need to get a few supplies from this barrel so I can light up the area around the chicken coop.
You mean the chicken machine?
Right, yes. As I was saying, I need to light up the area around the chicken machine so monsters don't get me and I can see what I am doing. The lanterns I have selected look really good too.
Joe continued placing stairs to make a roof. He wanted these gable ends to have an entrance into the coop for harvesting. He could then drop down and exit to the doors on the other ends.
Building and survival can be slow at times, especially if you fall off of where you're building or end up in a hole you need to climb out of. Some people use scaffolding or dirt to avoid that.
Of course, the chicken machine couldn't be completed without another trip to storage.
This is going to look so nice when it's done.
Joe knew the chicken machine wasn't going to win a beauty contest, and it wasn't going to be nominated for any Redstone awards. He just loved the simplicity of it. The simplicity of the design was inspiring Joe to think of other projects that can be made for Camp Little.
Small, simple redstone farms belong here.
Joe thought out loud as he continued his work.
I can build a small cow barn and definitely a smokehouse. It would be nice to have a place to cook all the meat I get from the cows and chickens. It can double as a place for storing these meats as well. That will help the basement storage of the cabin for sure. Since this started as a place I stopped to make some paper while I was mapping, I should make a small sugarcane farm while I'm at it. I have a large sugarcane farm back at the main base, but something super tiny should be made here. It would also be nice to make a shed that can store tools and other supplies needed on the property. That will also help with basement storage not getting out of control. Another thing to build would be a lodge for visitors to stay in or for meetings to take place. Everyone can't stuff into my tiny cabin.
Joe noticed the sun was going down yet again, so he took a second to admire the beauty of the Minecraft sunset.
It really never gets old.
As the sun lowers beyond the horizon, now would be a great time to like and subscribe so you see more content as Joe develops Camp Little. Carol woke up refreshed and went back to work on the chicken machine. Completing the roof didn't take very long at all. Working out the entrance to the chamber might have been a bit more difficult than it should be. Joe tried a few things until he got it right. Placing ladders inside will help with harvesting the chickens. Trapdoors were the answer to how to enter the chamber of the chicken machine. Once all that was done, a few finishing details were added by hanging lanterns from trapdoors. With the structure complete, Joe went to work finishing the basement. He dug out more dirt, making way for the wiring.
I don't want to make this bigger than it needs to be, so I'm only making it 2 blocks wide.
Simple redstone trails will lead to switches by the front of the chicken machine. When either switch is thrown, the redstone will activate the sticky piston that will lift the observers in place, completing the circuit. This will cause any eggs stored in the chests and hoppers to move up the dropper elevators and dispense into the chicken chamber. If everything works, Joe will have a chicken coop that can be harvested for food and experience, then replenished with chickens by flipping a switch.
I'm going to put redstone repeaters coming out of the block under the switch to make sure the signal makes it to all 4 dropper elevators. This should make it simple and symmetrical. I'm sure there are many ways of doing this same thing. If you can think of something better, be sure to comment on this video. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe.
the simplistic beauty of the chicken machine. Joe did a good job building a basic chicken farm here at Camp Little.
Thanks, narrator. With a 10 square block floor, this chicken machine can hold 240 chickens ready for harvest. Those chickens will be laying eggs that will get pulled through the hoppers that are under the cobblestone slabs. Then the eggs will fill up the 5 double chests as well as all the hoppers. There will be around 6,500 eggs in this little chicken machine when it's completely full. When turned on, the chicken chamber can be filled quite rapidly as the eggs move through the droppers and out of the dispensers onto the cobblestone slab floor. Then you just need to wait for the chickens to grow up.
Joe continued working as the sun dipped below the edge of the world. As he backfilled the building with dirt, he was thinking of what material would be best to place on the ground around the structure. Dirt path could be fine, but he felt that it should have a more solid feeling. Mostly because it's technically the roof of the maintenance area in the basement. After much pondering, Joe decided that tomorrow he would place cobblestone around the farm to finish it off. But tomorrow had a different plan for Joe. Fleeting zombies ran haphazardly across the farm trying to reach him.
Yeah, like this is gonna be hard.
Only one made it, and it was easily chopped down. Joe daydreamed about fighting villagers as he set to finish the build. After the cobblestone was in place, Joe worked diligently to gather all the chickens into the machine.
Chickens love seeds, so I'm going to lure them into their new home. This should be real quick and easy. Yep, real quick and easy. Just about got him.
Joe struggled to get the chickens to cooperate. It seemed as if they were programmed to try to escape. It really didn't help that Joe was lacking in the experience department. Chasing chickens can be difficult, but it's safe to say Joe made it look way harder than it should have been.
I can still hear you, I feel like I'm doing just fine.
But he really wasn't doing just fine. There were loose chickens everywhere. The funny thing is, it really wasn't that many, but Joe managed to spread the chickens that were loose all over Camp Little. Trying to run after each individual one, and then lure it into the space where the rest of them were, was proving to be infinitely difficult.
Okay, maybe this is getting a little frustrating. Why didn't I finish this ladder? Why don't these chickens cooperate? What in the world am I gonna do? Come on, guys. Okay, I think I've had enough. Time to speed this along.
Hero said as he brandished the weapon. Selecting his sword titled Sharp Looter, he determined to slaughter the remaining chickens that flew the coop. He also decided it was a good time for some target practice with his bow.
This bow has an infinity enchantment on it as well as unbreaking. All I need is one arrow and I can shoot as many things as I want. As you can see by its health, I have used it quite a bit. Unfortunately, you can't put mending on a bow at the same time as infinity. It's just one or the other.
Chicken machine in all its glory. In all the world, there is no other that shares its splendor. A source for food and a source for experience.
And feathers.
This machine will heal many tools and feed many bellies.
I think you just like the sound of your voice.
Well, it is your voice after all. Filtered through the narrator voice by VoiceMod. And the music is brought to you by Epidemic Sound.
Well, thanks for watching my video, everyone. I really hope you liked it. There will be more to come as I build more small redstone farms and machines here at Camp Little. If you haven't yet, please like the video and subscribe to see more as they are released. I have big plans for this world and can't wait to show you my main base.
This concludes the first episode of Camp Little. Thank you for supporting this channel by watching all the way to the end. It really means a lot to us. Tune in next time to see all the builds and adventures Joe is up to. If you would like to support us, just watch this video again and share it with your friends. Commenting on the video helps give it a boost as well. Until we meet again, goodbye.